So they'll be calling you a radical. As you know, I'm here in Austria, out there battling with the IAEA every fucking day. I mean, whoa. They've never had anybody like this. They're in shock out there. I'm causing fucking waves. Now, this is important. As I told you, this was going to happen. So there's all kinds of photos showing up of grizzly bears starving to death. So this is not some gradual effect that's been going on for you. This is real important. Now hear me. You know, it's ocean conditions. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fukushima's boiling the ocean. Now you think, oh, it's been going on for years. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Now listen to me. We had record returns of salmons on the Columbia River, on the Copper River, on the Nushkak River, on all these fucking rivers. We don't get dead tide pools, Kevin Blanche does. We don't get dead humans in bone marrow transplants. Oh, Kevin Blanche does. Oh boy. Get this thing right. I mean, I got a war going on. You know, one-man bandism. We count all salmon. Now hear me. We'll start with stillhead. Stillhead salmon, and these grizzly bears are salmon eaters. They eat stillhead salmon, they eat Chinook salmon as they come home. That's their whole diet. 90%. 2012, let's use the Columbia River, and the reason we're going to use the Columbia because it's the biggest drainage on Earth. It goes clear up into Canada. That's where these grizzly bears feed, you know, all up and down. Because we have the Bonneville Dam that goes across 2.5 miles wide towards the mouth, not far into the river. We count every single salmon, even though the lying-ass Army Corps engineers crashed. That's right. Took down the live cam 7 years ago. They classified Kevin Blanche. It's a fact. I have the emails to prove it. I have whistleblowers coming. They classified me. We count every salmon. We have sonar across there. Oregon. WFW, Washington, they are so fucking derelict. They won't count. They don't do anything. Pathetic. You know, I hold Oregon's feet to the fire. I haven't the last 2 weeks because I'm in Austria. By the way, you know, I'm staying here, there, but I'm all over. I don't know how I do this. You know, I barely got enough money. I'm out there fighting with every day. Thank you to support the historic work. So, still at salmon life cycles 1 to 2 years. So, on the Bonneville, we had 416,000 returning in 2010, 2011. We have continually collapsed to the point that we are 60, you heard me right, 60,000. The year's all but over as far as salmon goes. They're barely trickling in now. The season's over. You heard me, it's October. The season's over. 60,000 from 416,000 in 8 years. Okay, let's go to the Chinook. Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. Now, this is important. You can do the same thing on the Copper River. You can do them all. But this is the one we keep the most track on, and it's a daily count because Oregon freaking tracks these every day, and I hold their feet to the fire. 2015. Remember, they go to sea for 5 years. The 2015, so that's the year before Fukushima happened, these escapements, smolts get out to the river. 1.4 million. Depending, you go to ODFW or WFW, anywhere between 1,337,000. I'm quoting these out of my head because I got to memorize. I've done this, ate, slept, drink this since Fukushima. Well, long before it happened. 1,337,000. Returning Chinook salmon. This is by number. Average weight, 22 pounds. Based on escapement, ODFW, WFW, and NOAA's projections for 2016. 1.7 million, and their models are dead on. They've been doing this for years, dead on. They have boys out in the water. They get it right. Kevin Blanche sets his at 680,000. What? It comes in at 688,000. They're mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stuff. The only way every single one of these scientists, and I've been saying this out to the IAA, to all the scientists, the only way you could be mystified, puzzled, puzzled, tens of thousands of scientists if it's new, which I named Fuktonium. It's an energy coming off Fukushima. They all agree with me out there, by the way. You ought to hear them out there. They're scientists. They're all talking out there. I've got them on a buzz. So, whoa, that's just some kind of outliner, yeah. Outright liars versus outliers. Oh, that was just a one-year aberration. Next year, based on a scale, ODFW, WFW. Now, who's ODFW? Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. Oregon State University. Washington, these are who track these by law. No, they track them. They projected in 2017, based on all their projections, 2.3 million. Kevin Blanche projects 480,000. They come in at 483,000. Oh, once his luck, twice his skill. Let's move to the next year. 2017, they project 2.7 million. They start to panicking as the season goes on. Lower projections to 1.2 million. Kevin sets his projection. Kevin Blanche, PhD, marine biologist, sets his projection at 333,000. They come in at 336,000. I've been dead on 3 years in a row. Once his luck, twice his skill, 3 is recorded history. They're freaking out. It took them, just like the out there, I says, it took you a year and a half to even admit there was one nuclear meltdown. It took you 3 years to freaking tell you what Kevin Blanche told you in 1 hour. That these are 3 full-blown meltdowns. Okay. 3 years in a row. 2018. They project 2.7 million. I project 300. Okay, 2019. So let's back up. 2015. 1,337,000 returning chicks. Average weight 22 pounds. 2016. Projecting 1.7 million. Kevin Blanche projects 680,000. They come in at 688,000. 2017. They project 2.3 million. Kevin Blanche projects 480,000, coming at 483,000. 2018. They start out at 2.3 to 2.7 million. They lower projections into the 1.1 million. Some of the projections down around 1 million. I project 333,000. You're over 338,000. Dead on 3 years. This year, I predicted 220,000. Their projections were right around 1 million. I lowered my projection to 220,000. They lowered their projection to right around 500,000. Now, this is important. This is real important. Stay with me. This is before we know they were going to completely close all gillnet fishing. Now, I've been talking to ODFW and all of them. How much do they take out and get? And he says they can take them all. They can take every single fish. Gillnets don't lie. So, according to ODFW, Tim Martin, all these experts up there, 50%. You can figure right about 50%. Okay? So they're sitting at 358,000 this year. Now, they were running at 60% of last year, and all of a sudden they got these bigger numbers in the fall because they pulled all the gill nets. No gill netting. Now, this is what's alarming about this. So 360 with no fishing. With no fishing. The season's all but over. So you'll say, oh, Kevin Blanche said his projection at 220,000 over 180. They came in at 360. No. Again, 50% gillet. My number's dead on, 180. I mean, dead on again. Dead on. So you go from 1,337,000 the first year returning back to with fishing. Now remember, that's with gill netting. They take out 50%. So you can double that. So you can go to 2.7 million returning at an average weight of 22 pounds to 360,000 with no gill netting, no fishing, average weight of 12 pounds. You tell me. and then wonder why this freaking, it's Fukushima. The smoking guts, Fukushima. I've been telling them about the tide pools are dead in California. They're wiped out. You Google dead tide pools, you're going to get. Why are you here fighting with us in Austria? Well, the Austrians hate you. I'm fighting with you at the IAEA because you just promote more nuclear. You're the freaking madman, or they're doing this. Our tide pools are dead in California. It's Fukushima. The hottest substance known to man on Earth, which I named Fuktonium. Me oh my, Nobel Prize. I named Fuktonium. I'll tell you how hot it is, these 3 suns bringing star powder. The last robot that was sent in could withstand 27,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It melted. By the way, these cores blew up. These spent fuels blew up. It's been pushed. This is the hottest substance to mankind. They're suns. It's as hot as the sun. It's cooking the earth. It's cooking the freaking ocean. It's killed the plankton. It's broke the freaking luminescence. Big fish. It's broke the ecology. It's the ecology, stupid. So here you go. Grizzly Bears starving. As predicted by Kevin Blanche, all this. For Hamlet and Cassandra got together. They had a baby. Who's that? Kevin D. Blanche. Thank you, everybody, who supports this historic work. I mean, I'm on a shoestring. I'm kind of struggling financially. Not kind of. Really struggling. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyway, thank you, everybody, who supports this historic work. The fight goes on. This is an ugly nightmare that's going on. And nobody can connect these fucking dots. Stay in tune.